Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is one that I'm so excited to film for you guys because today I'll be sharing with you everything that I picked up from Gemma Isabella Cosmetics. So Gemma is an Instagrammer slash YouTuber who I've actually been following for quite a while now. I actually met her in real life at Mechland last year, I think it was, or the year before, and she is such a sweetheart. So I'm so excited to finally show you guys what I picked up. Let's get started. Also, in case you guys are wondering what is on my eyes, I actually have this NARS blush palette, which you can see has been absolutely abused. When I open it up, you can see there's 6 colors in here, but I've actually got a combination of this one and this one mixed together in my crease and also on my cheeks as well. And then on my lid, I actually have the Steeler Soul palette, which you saw in my everyday makeup routine, which I'll leave in the eye up here or up here. And the color that I've got on is actually just this bone skin tone color right here, all over my eyelid. And then in my crease, I've got another favorite product of mine. This is the Hourglass Scattered Light in the shade Rapture. This is like a really beautiful warm cranberry burgundy color, and I've got that right in the heart of my crease right here. And then I added tons of thick black winged liner, tons of mascara, and that's pretty much what's on my face right now. So inside of my order, it came with this little pamphlet which actually says Laverna, which is the eyeshadow palette, and then Gemma Isabella on the bottom. And then on the back of it, it's got her details as well. So I love her. I followed her for such a long time, and her baby is the cutest little girl. She's such a sweetheart. So yeah, any way that I can support her, I totally will. And then speaking of the palette, I picked up 2 so I can abuse one and then have one perfect forever. I'm so sad that she discontinued this. She only announced that she was discontinuing this. I swear it was like yesterday or the day beforehand. So I was just a little bit behind on this video, but I picked this up when she had probably only had it for about a month or so. So I've actually picked this up quite a while ago. It is so beautiful. I'll show you the inside just in case you already have it or you can find some dupes for it. This is what the front of the palette looks like, and then when you open her up, she's got a huge mirror, as you can see, and then the actual pan sizes are huge. I feel like they're pretty much like a blush or a highlighter pan size. They are massive, so you'd never hit pan on them. I really love the color scheme in this, and I know that she did too. She's done 1,000,001 tutorials on this, but I feel like if you're pretty desperate, I think you could probably dupe out the colors. But as far as I know, I think she's going to be bringing back some of the favorite shades that she has from this palette, like Macchiato. I know she uses it in like every single tutorial, and then a couple of the other shades, I think she's going to reproduce them in a new palette that will be updated and her newer aesthetic, I guess. But I love this palette, and I knew for a fact as soon as I saw her using it, I had to buy 2. Like, I'm going to abuse this one and then keep the other one perfect forever. And then everything else that I picked up off the website is actually all lashes. So you can see I picked up a stack of different lashes. I know for a fact that she has liquid lipsticks and lip glosses, and I think she's just extended the liquid lipstick range. So in case you're interested in that, then go for it. Have a bit of a play with them. I unfortunately didn't manage to pick up any of them because when I bought this, I think at the time the shades that I wanted were sold out, or she didn't have them yet. I can't remember. It was such a long period of time ago. The next order that I'll be picking up from the website, I'm 100% going to pick up both the lipsticks and the lip glosses. I'm so keen for them. So I'm going to start off with the most dramatic leading to the more natural lashes. So the first one is called Drippin. So the names were written right across here. I don't actually know if she's updating the packaging because, as I said, she announced that she has discontinued the palette. So I don't know if she's going to redo the packaging of the lashes, but the current packaging I have is this one. This is the more dramatic style as well, and then the more natural styles come in this package, which I'll show you a little bit later. So the first one is called Drippin. So here are what the style Drippin look like. As you can see, they are super long, super dramatic. They've got a little bit of cross hatching. They are very full, and as you can see, they go from shorter to longer, so they do give you that cat eye shape, but they're really beautiful. So I picked up 2 sets of these. The next style that I picked up is called Extra. So these ones are still pretty dramatic, but they're a little tiny bit more natural. I'm pretty sure this is like one of the most popular styles that she has, and I feel like if she's gonna discontinue this style, I'll be heartbroken because they're beautiful. These are called the Extra. As you can see, they're still very dramatic. They're a little less cat eye shape. They're a little bit more full all throughout, and as you can see, they're not as clustery. They're more fluffy and wispy, whereas the last ones were very cross hatched. You can see that they were a little bit more spiky looking. These ones are a little bit softer, so you can see they'd work really well with both really dramatic makeup or something quite simple because you can still see a little bit through them. So that's why I picked up 3 of this style in the style Extra. So the next style I only picked up 1 of. This is the style Try Me. So on the website, I feel like these all looked very similar, so I felt like I didn't feel like I needed to buy multiple of this particular style because they are a little bit more rounded and less cat eye. So I'll zoom you guys in so you can see what they look like, but they are really beautiful, and I feel like once I try these on, if I do end up liking them, I'll pick up some more in my next order. So here is a close-up of the style Try Me. As you can see, they are a little bit shorter, they're a little bit less intense. They're still quite dramatic, but not as intense as the last few that I've shown you. As you can see, they are a little bit more rounded, but they're still quite clustered, which I think is really, really pretty. I feel like as soon as I try them on, if I like them, I'll pick some more up in my next order. So once again, that is the style Try Me. So the next ones that I picked up look like this. I did pick up 2 of this style. This is called Unbothered. As you can see, they're not as dramatic as the first ones. They're still really full. They're still that same fanned out shape that will give you that cat eye effect. They're still really beautiful. So I'll show you what they look like up close. So here is what Unbothered looks like really close up. As you can see, they're still pretty dramatic, they're still pretty full, but they're not the same as the first ones. The first ones were a lot longer and a lot thicker. These ones are still pretty long and thick, but they're a little bit more fluffy. Like you can see, there's a little bit of separation between each lash, which means you can see the eyeshadow that you're wearing underneath. So I feel like if you are wearing something a little bit more intricate, you can definitely still wear these and they won't mask your eyeshadow. So they're really pretty. I picked up 2 of these. So the next style that I picked up 3 of. This is the style Boss Babe. So I found that Boss Babe was probably one of the top 2 most popular lashes, because I felt like when I was scrolling through the Instagram page, the main 2 lashes that kept on popping up were the Boss Babe and the Boss Girl, I think it was. It was like back and forth between the 2 of them, and I feel like they're such a popular style, and you can kind of tell why. They're very, very similar to a lot of the other cat eye lashes, but they still have a lot more see-throughness and they're not as long. So I feel like they're a little bit more approachable. So I'll show you what they look like up close. So here's a close-up of what Boss Babe look like. So you can see they're very, very similar in shape to a lot of the other ones, in the sense that they're shorter on the inner and they're longer on the outside, which will give you that feline cat-like effect. But they're a little bit more clustered and they're a little shorter and they're a little bit more sparse. So I feel like if you want that same shape but you are very intimidated by how dramatic the other ones look, this is definitely a really good option that I think is very approachable and really, really soft, but still quite feminine and dramatic at the same time, if that makes any sense. And then the last ones that I picked up in the silver packaging are called Boss Girl. So these ones are a little bit different to Boss Babe. They're probably closer to Unbothered in the sense that they're a little bit more rounded in terms of the eye shape, rather than like a cat eye like the other ones were. But I'll show you a close-up of these because these are beautiful. I picked up 3 of these. So here's a close-up of what the style Boss Girl look like. So you can see they're a little more rounded, a little less cat eye. They're almost a little bit spikier than the last few, but still quite sparse. I feel like they're very approachable, very wearable. So you can see why they're so popular. So once again, that's the style Boss Girl, and I picked up 3. So next I went ham and I picked up 5 of the next style. These are called Main Bay. As you can see, they are such a beautiful set of lashes. They're very approachable. This is a very typical me style of lash to wear. Something a little bit more natural, a little less fluffy, and I feel like on the website these were super popular. Like it shows you like how many people picked up how many in the hour, and I feel like I just couldn't help myself, and I love free shipping, so I was like, I'm gonna go pick up quite a few of them, and I'm really excited that I have these, so I'll give you a close-up. So here's a close-up of Main Bay. As you can see, they're a little bit softer, a little less dramatic, a little bit more romantic. As you can see, they're not too rounded, nor are they too cat-eye. They are just the perfect shape. They're not too cluttered either, so I feel like they're a little bit more romantic and soft, but still a statement. Even with like plain winged liner and nothing else, I feel like they'd be perfect. They're beautiful. And then the last set of lashes that I picked up are these 2 in the style Wifey. As you can see, they're a lot softer. They're probably the most natural lashes that I've shown you this far. They do have more of that cat-eye shape, but they're not nearly as dramatic as any of the other ones. They're really pretty and soft and romantic. So here's a close-up of what the last style Wifey look like. You can see they're definitely the most natural, definitely the most softest. However, they still have enough volume in there to still look a little bit more dramatic and full and hold their own ground, but they're definitely nowhere near as intense as the first set of lashes that I showed you. They're really approachable, really soft, and I feel like they won't take away from the look, so I'm excited that I have these. And then the last thing that I wanted to do is, because we did pick up 5 styles in the more cat-eye shape and then 3 styles in the more rounded shape, what I would do is just compare them all, so that hopefully if you're planning on buying them, and hopefully if she's still selling them, at least that way you have more of a closer look at how they look in comparison to each other. So hopefully that'll be a little bit more helpful for you guys. So we'll start off with the 2 most dramatic cat eye styles. So this one here is Drippin and this is Unbothered. So you can see when I showed you them back to back, they didn't look that different, but when you see them next to each other, they definitely do. This one's definitely more dramatic and full. This one's a little bit more sheer. So once again, Drippin and Unbothered. So next, moving down the line, we've got Unbothered and Boss Babe. So as you can see, they do look very similar. Once again, there's only minor differences. Unbothered actually has a little bit more of like a cross-hatching fluffy effect, whereas Boss Babe are a little bit more spiky, they're more clustered, if that makes any sense. So you can see they're very, very similar, and I feel like on the website they did look very, very similar, but as you can see there's a few minor differences. They're both a cat eye, but this one is a little more fluffy, this one's a little bit more spiky. So the next two to compare are probably the two that you're very interested in seeing next to each other. So we've got Boss Babe and Boss Girl. So Boss Babe with a slightly longer, spikier pair, and then Boss Girl, as you can see, are very similar to the last pair in the sense that they are kind of cross-hatched. So I'll show you what they look like next to each other, but you can see they're a little bit different. This one's more fluttery, this one's more spiky. And then quickly, so you can see them compared, we've got Boss Girl and Unbothered. Boss Girl and Boss Babe are a slightly different style, whereas Unbothered and Boss Girl are very similar, but as you can see, Unbothered are just so much more dramatic, and Boss Girl are a little bit more spiky and more sparse, if that makes any sense, but hopefully you can see them a little bit better here. And then the last two that we have to show you in the cat eye slash feline shape aren't actually very similar, but so you can see them in comparison, we've got Boss Girl and Wifey. So you can see Wifey is a lot more natural, a lot more subtle, a lot more evenly dispersed, whereas Boss Girl has a little bit more cluttery effect, if that makes any sense, but just so you can see them, as you can see, Wifey is much more subtle. So next, moving on to the more rounded eye shades, I grabbed the two most dramatic. So we've got Extra and Try Me. As you can see, they're very, very similar. If anything, Extra, which is this one here, is a little bit denser, a little bit more full, and Try Me is a little bit more rounder. As you can see, the inner and the outer corners are more short, whereas the center's longer, and it's maybe a little bit spiky, but they're very, very similar. And then I grabbed our last style. So once again, we've got Try Me, and this one is Main Bay. So you can see Main Bay is a little bit more natural, a little bit more fluttery, a little less dramatic. As you can see, there's less hairs in Main Bay, but they're still going to give you a very similar effect. This one's just going to be more romantic and fluttery. This one's going to be a little bit more dramatic and spiky. So yeah guys, that is everything that I picked up from Gemma Isabella Cosmetics. I'm so excited to try everything that I picked out today. I hope the lash comparison kind of helped you guys. I'm really hoping she keeps some of those styles because they are so beautiful, so timeless, so fluttery and beautiful, and I feel like I'm attracted to every single lash that I picked up. I think there was a few more on the website, but a lot of them were sold out at the time because they seem to be very, very popular amongst the Instagrammers, but I'm really excited. I hope it helped you guys. If you enjoyed this video, then you guys know what to do. Please feel free to leave me a like, comment and leave any requests that you have down below in the comment bar. Subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell and drag it all the way down to all to become a part of this family and be notified of all my future videos. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys. Why is there a magnet on the door? Magnet on the door? On the front door. Mom put a magnet on the handle, like just on top of it. Did she? I would have no idea. Truly, her feng shui. You know what I find so ironic is that I'm doing a lash video and I'm not wearing lashes. That's how I roll.